Hi, I'm Pastor Lauren Boyd. I'm your new associate pastor. My door says Minister of Discipleship, which is everything that we do here is discipleship. And so I get to be a part of all of that, and I'm really excited. I thought a good way to introduce myself would be to do a top 10 list. I was a huge fan of David Letterman and his show and his top 10 list. So number 10, my name is Lauren Chance Boyd. Chance is my middle name, Boyd is my last name. My maiden name is Chance, so my name used to be Lauren Paige Chance, P-A-I-G-E. So my family always called me LP or LPC. Now I go by Lauren Boyd. You can call me Pastor Lauren, you can call me LCB, you could even put the P in there if you really want to. I have one sibling, her name is Devin, and she lives in Maryland. My parents each had one sibling, which I just think is interesting. I thought we'd have a bunch. We have one amazing kid. I'll talk about him later. Okay, so I was born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, because my dad owned nightclubs and sang in them. In Fort Lauderdale, in Vegas, in New York, in London, all sorts of places. But we lived in Fort Lauderdale. We also lived in Nashville, Tennessee, all of middle school and my first part of high school. So that's where my y'all comes from, and that's why I say I'm Southern, even though I guess I'm not really, but I claim it. So there you go. Number 7, I was baptized at First Presbyterian Church of Fort Lauderdale. My parents were both Methodist, but my mother said it was the most beautiful church in town. I went to church Christmas and Easter with my family, but when I was in middle school in Nashville, I had such a drive and a need to want to be on church, so I'd spend the night with friends and go to their churches. Southern Baptist, Catholic, Presbyterian, Methodist, whatever, I loved it. We moved back to Fort Lauderdale. I started singing with the Kirk Singer Choir at First Presbyterian Church and did musicals with them, toured with them in the summer, then went to a Methodist church in Fort Lauderdale where my dad ended up working. So we're at a 6. I love Diet Coke. I'm learning to drink water, but I really love Diet Coke. I love basketball. I don't love playing it, although it's fun, but my son plays. We watch a lot of basketball. He plays high school basketball. We watch college. We watch NBA. We love it all. I carpool boys. It's lots of fun. I love old movies, particularly musicals, but I love old movies. But if you had to ask me what is my hobby is watching British murder mysteries, and I would love to talk to you about it. I love British murder mysteries. 5, yes, I went to Duke Divinity School in North Carolina. I went to Duke, but I have lived here for 18 years. So it's longer than I've lived anywhere else. I am very proud of my Duke education. I love that Pastor Amy went there 10 years before I did. It's awesome. Here's the deal. I've been surrounded by Iliff grads for 18 years. Y'all are fabulous. I love you. I've been in churches here in the Denver area for 18 years and have really expanded my thinking and been freed from a lot of the orthodoxy that doesn't suit me anymore and have kept some of the good stuff. So don't worry. Yes, I'll root for Duke during basketball, but I promise I won't bring it into every conversation. All right, number 4. My favorite place to be in the whole wide world is Phong Hoa, Haiti. It is a town in the mountains of Haiti, and we help start a nonprofit there. We go there and help build houses. Now what's really cool is that people have to already own their land, and they give a little money, and then we raise money. We are actually our nonprofit is the largest employer in that town because the people there are doing the work, making the money, and it's providing a groundswell of wonderful work in the economy of Phong Hoa. But once it's safe to go back there, I'll be going, and if you want to come with me, I'd love for you to come with me. It's an amazing place, and you learn about the joy that people have in the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, the joy that they have, that that's really hard to find here, actually. Miller is our son. His name is Daniel Miller Boyd. He goes by Miller, and he's our pride and joy. I gave birth to him, but he looks like Candy. He acts like her family. He's got the same wry sense of humor, is very athletic like she is. So when you see him around, he is a sweetie, and we love him, and I know that you will love him as well. Okay, number 2. My office is painted Kensington blue. It's not Duke blue, although it's kind of close to Duke blue. I picked it because I thought it would be a really cool color, and I've got amazing windows. Come visit me in my office. But I also love the royal family. I know, there's so many issues with that, but I do. I love them. I love the royal family. I loved celebrating with the Queen for her Jubilee. I wore a hat, I wore a frock. So this is my kind of my ode to her and Duke and whatever else. It's Kensington blue. Okay, so now we're to number 1. Number 1, I love to lead worship. I love to sing, I love to preach, I love to be with your kids, chat with the folks in the front row and those of you in the back row in the peanut gallery. I love being there with you. I love being a part of Bible studies. I love leading them, as well as hearing all that you as a congregation and your knowledge bring to a Bible study. I love to visit folks, so if I haven't visited you yet and you want me to, please let me know. And lastly, I love funerals. I love presiding over them and sitting with folks and learning about those, your lives, and about what those folks have meant to our congregation. And I have a PSA. I didn't talk a lot about my work here or my past work experience, because you need to check out the Circuit Rider for August, because I wrote a little article and it tells you what you need to know about that. So check that out in August, and I look forward to getting to know you. Bye.